welcome again to this video in my guitar making series. So this time around I did work on my necks a little bit more, especially shaping the head plates, and I did also trim the neck themselves because they were wide before. Now they are just barely a little bit too wide still, because I will be carving the back of the neck so it gets round in a further step. So that's it for this step. As you've seen, I use this little template here that I cut out of MDF. Allowed me to first position the holes in the head plates and drill the holes. I think those are 9 millimeters. I'm not exactly sure, but they are exactly the right size for my my tuner machines that I already have. So I did drill the holes. I did taper the neck pretty close to the line, but not exactly to it, because the next step will be to get the fretboards over there and then shape everything nice and flush. And for the head plates themselves, I did use the rotor. I contemplated a few ways of doing that, but I decided about the flush trim bit on the rotor. I don't have the bit right now, but it was like you've seen, I did position. I have a rotor table over there. So when I was pushing the headstock like that, the rotor bit I did tape this using double-side tape. So I did tape this there, and I used flush cutter to the bearing was riding along the template, and then it was cutting, and it is a pretty good job. The head plates are almost finished right now. A little bit of sanding will be going on, but that's about it. I did also glue a couple of veneers on top of that, because I didn't want the line from the scarf drawing to be visible on the finished guitar. So I did glue 2 veneers. One was just really thin strip of white on this one and then black on this one, just to give it a little look to that. And then the final veneer on top was the same wood as the side of each guitar. So that's about it. And the last but not the least was actually making this logo right here. So I wanted to have something really unique about my guitars, and since G is the first letter of my last name, I wanted to have a G over there. And this is really unique because I had my girlfriend actually, she drew the G herself. It's not a real font that I find online. It's really unique because my girlfriend did that, and I then scanned this thing. I took a picture with my phone and used a vector program to put that into the computer, and I used my little CNC machine right there to actually carve that into the wood. So you've seen it in action. This is really a really cheap CNC machine, a very small one. Obviously you can do anything really more than this kind of stuff. You can cut really thick piece of wood. You can do that with this little machine, but you can obviously do this kind of work, and this is exactly why I bought it. It's only like 200 bucks. It's really not that expensive, but it works pretty well for this kind of job. And I did pour some epoxy in that. Like you've seen, I used this little pigment powder that I got. It's called mica powder, to color the epoxy itself. This epoxy is normally clear. It's used for tabletops and stuff like that. But I use it's called pearl, the pigment powder for pearl color, to put that into there. And I will just show you using some mineral spirits. By the way, mineral spirits is really nice to show how the wood will look unfinished, and without doing any damage to it. It will not do anything to the grain of the wood and stuff like that. But you can have a pretty good idea of how your wood will look once finished. So I don't know if you can see that. I will put a couple of pictures. But it's really nice. I'm happy about this logo. I did a few tests before, what you've seen in video, on some scrap wood. I wanted to be able to position it exactly at the right place where I wanted it on the center top of my head plates, and it did really good. Actually, I'm pretty happy with that. It looks really professional, I think. So that's it for this time. And like I said, my next step will be well, the next step is shaping the neck, but before that I will have to dimension and slot the fretboards to glue the fretboards on the neck. We have to glue the fretboards and the I don't know what it's called again. I'm forgetting the word. This little rod that you put there to help tension the neck. And I will have to put that, glue the fretboard. This will be my next step, and then after that I'll be ready to actually carve the neck. So things are moving pretty good. So I expect that in a couple of weeks I should have another video coming up. So in the meantime, stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe if you want a notification for my next videos. Thank you.